Alabama's WVUA News at 5 with your award-winning news team, Lynn Brooks, Terry Brewer, weather with Richard Scott, and sports with Gary Harris.
This afternoon, 88 in Tuscaloosa, 84 back in Birmingham. How long is this hot air going to stick around it? How about the solar eclipse happening on Sunday? The full details coming up in weather.
Maybe you saw smoke over Tuscaloosa today. We'll take you to the scene of a fire and let you know what investigators are saying. And just in time for tanning season, we take a look at which sunscreen is best. We're glad you're with us this evening. I'm Terry Brewer. Lynn Brooks has the night off. We begin in the Tuscaloosa County community of Duncanville, where investigators are looking for answers after a family lost its home to a fire. The details are in our top story at 5 o'clock. According to a Tuscaloosa Fire Rescue Battalion chief, firefighters got the call this afternoon as a grass fire. While the rescue crews were on the way, they found out it was a building. The battalion chief says when the fire crew arrived, the house was fully involved. Duncanville Volunteer Fire Department was also on the scene. The owner of the home, who's a professor at Shelton State Community College, says they had just left the house 3 hours earlier. He said they're glad no one was home.
We were not going to spend the night, and my wife, when she got to the river, said, you know, I should have left the dogs. I was thinking about leaving the dogs, but I brought them. They like to come to the river, so they would have been in the house.
Now, according to the battalion chief, the cause of the fire is still under investigation. New for you at 5 o'clock, Tuscaloosa's train station has a brand new look. The city of Tuscaloosa held a special ceremony for the renovated train station this morning. It has a new coat of paint, new landscaping, and benches. There were many steps to making this happen, and officials say they're pleased with the results.
We had to get the correct person in line to give us approval for this to fall into line. So I got on the phone and just started one day going down the line of dignitaries with Norfolk Southern and Amtrak.
It means so much to our community. They bought this train station, I guess, I hate to say it, but back from the dead. We were getting reports as one of the not the nicest one on the route. So we worked and changed that. It took us 8 months, but it was, you know, we were able to do it.
The renovations were funded by the Ceras Garden Club and Norfolk Southern Corporation and Amtrak. New for you at 5 o'clock, 2 new student housing complexes are on the way up in Tuscaloosa. Chance Partners has a 3-story complex at the former city parking lot site on University Boulevard. A student townhouse development is also going up off 21st Avenue just north of University Boulevard. Officials say both developments are expected to be completed this summer and ready for students to move in by August. New at 5, WVUA is covering the Alabama Legislature, where lawmakers kicked off a special session today. Governor Bentley says he wants the legislature to do more than draw new legislative districts in the session. Bentley says he wants lawmakers to vote to transfer around $67 million in state use tax revenue from public education to the general budget for non-education agencies. He also wants changes to the state's immigration law. The special session is expected to last at least a week. A $1.67 billion budget passed late last night, but voters will have to go to the polls in August to provide part of the money. On August 28th, voters will vote on the transfer of $145.8 million from an oil and gas trust fund to the general fund. The same amount would be transferred in 2013 and 14. The budget now heads to the governor. A $5.4 billion education trust fund budget is headed to Governor Bentley's desk. Lawmakers approved a budget that maintains class sizes without eliminating teacher positions. This governor's proposal would have cut more than 1,000 teachers and raised class sizes. Revisions to Alabama's immigration law are also headed to the governor's desk. It includes a provision that the law would not hamper religious groups that work with immigrants and allow the use of military ID to prove citizenship. It also requires the Department of Homeland Security to publish the names of illegal immigrants who go before court for violating state law. But the governor says that portion of the law could take away focus from the original law. Bentley also wants the portion requiring school children to be interrogated about immigration status to be revised. On your health watch, protecting yourself from the sun. Well, just in time for the summer season, a list of the best and worst sunscreens has just been released. The 2012 Sunscreen Guide from the Environmental Working Group has tips on what to look for and what to avoid. Sunscreens labeled broad spectrum are the best choices to protect the skin. These products guard against UVA and UVB rays. Both of those have been connected to causing skin cancer. Also, it says look for a sun protection factor, that's SPF, of at least 15 but no higher than 50. The group says products should not contain oxybenzone and a form of vitamin A called retinol palmitate. But the American Academy of Dermatology says these chemicals have been tested and found to be safe. A graduate student in Georgia is battling an infection of flesh-eating bacteria, and it turns out a new mother of twins from South Carolina is also up against the same deadly infection. Reporter Andrew Spencer has the story.
24-year-old Amy Copeland has been on life support at a hospital in Augusta, Georgia since May 4th. She was infected when a homemade zip line snapped and she fell. She ended up with a gash in her leg that took 22 staples to close. Her father says doctors have removed part of her abdomen, amputated a leg, and expect to remove her fingers. He says the details of the accident are vague.
I've actually chosen not to focus on them because to us there's a lot of negative energy around it. We've chosen instead to focus on the positive conditions of Amy's recovery and of trying to coordinate blood drives out in the community.
A North Carolina woman who survived the same infection is now reaching out. Janelle Hansberger was infected 18 months ago when she cut her foot. Doctors had to amputate her leg. She says she reached out to Copeland on Facebook and wants to help her adjust to life with a prosthetic leg.
It's very heartbreaking, and it's just, I just feel for her.
Another case has turned up in South Carolina. Lana Kirkendall, who delivered twins at a hospital in Atlanta on May 7th, is being treated in Greenville. Surgeons cut out dead skin and tissues from both legs in procedures over several days. A friend shared her grief.
Right now, just very worried, very upset, still in disbelief that, here's my friend who just had these two beautiful babies, and now she is intubated upstairs and not able to enjoy the bonding experience and enjoy the babies.
I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
And it's unclear how the new mother in South Carolina was infected. New for you at 5 o'clock, a warning for parents. A crib tent and play yard are now on the recall list. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission is recalling the Tots in Mind crib tents and play yard tents. Officials say these products put infants and toddlers at serious risk of strangulation and entrapment. The CPSC is urging parents and caregivers to stop using these items immediately. Officials say a 2-year-old boy died from injuries and another 2-year-old boy sustained catastrophic brain injury. The recalled products were sold at numerous stores, including Bed Bath & Beyond, Burlington Coat Factory, Toys R Us, Walmart, and also Amazon.com. And Honda is recalling nearly 53,000 Acura TL sedans. The problem is with power steering hoses. They can deteriorate over time and leak fluid, which can cause the cars to lose power steering or even cause a fire. The recall involves the 2007 and 2009 models. Owners will get letters next month telling them to take their cars to an Acura dealer. On your money watch, major changes are on the way if you are a Verizon customer. Verizon says it's making changes to its unlimited data plan. Company officials say it plans to make customers switch to tiered data plans when they upgrade. This includes those who are grandfathered with an unlimited plan. The idea is users can buy a chunk of data that can be used with multiple devices on the same account. No word on how much it will cost. It's expected to begin in mid-summer. And sad news from the world of pop music. Queen of disco Donna Summer has died. Her publicist says she died after a battle with cancer. Some of her biggest hits include Last Dance on the radio, Bad Girls, and Hot Stuff, just to name a few. Summer gained prominence during the disco era of the 1970s and released several albums that reached gold or platinum status. Her sound was a mix of genres. She earned Grammys in the dance, rock, R&B, and inspirational categories. Her last album, Crayons, was released in 2008. She's survived by her husband and 3 daughters. Summer was 63 years old.